I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up? What up? What up? Welcome into Pregaming. Here it is at Sports Monday, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And happy hump day to everybody out there rocking with us today. Shout out to the members. Hopefully you guys saw the member play of the day here, the Houston Astros. Anybody know the score? My internet's not working. Well, that doesn't make sense. How can my internet not be working if I'm here live with you guys on screen? It's 7-0. We're looking pretty decent. We're looking decent. I say decent because if you saw that Pittsburgh game and the Cubs and you saw the Guardians and the Royals today, it ain't over till it's over. Oh, we're up 7-0. So we're looking okay. We're looking okay today. Going to be a lot of fun talking about the plays we have in store. Quick reminder, there will be no first strike this week because there is no UFC this week. But shout out one more time to Fanatical Jim. 10 units last night. Dude was on fire with the Dana White Contender Series. And it was a lot of fun. Another fun show in the books. Great panel. Lots of laughs. Lots of shots, lots of new members. And speaking of members, you guys, the tab is open. More is going to come. It's going to be a lot of fun to give you guys lots of action that we have cooking up around the streams. I mentioned before, nothing's going to change. You're going to keep getting what you get. But if you're going to support us, we're going to give you guys a little bit extra. And it's going to take all of us to grow this thing. So I'm really looking forward to what's on deck with college football. Looking forward to the NFL. The NBA, the NHL. We got all kinds of things coming up along the pike. Make sure you turn your notifications on. You don't want to miss when we drop plays out there. Content in the community tab. You know, we saw baseball plays today. We saw soccer plays today. And, of course, the members video out there as well. So notifications should be on. Why wouldn't they be? You don't want to miss out. Anytime something floats across the airwaves to give you guys cash to try to stack the pockets. Now, speaking of notifications being on, lots of you guys, I think it's 11 gifted Survivor memberships. Well, entries, I guess I should say. Make sure you turn your notifications on there. Look it. It's crazy. I know. How do you forget to put a Survivor pick in? But sometimes shit happens. And you forget. And you don't want to forget around week 10 when it's you and 100 people left and you're trying to pick up 50K. I've been there. I turned my notifications on because I never want to be there again. It's hard to imagine what that could have been. And it wasn't. So make sure you turn those notifications on over there. And look, we're going to get to work over here because we do have some action popping off at 6:45 p.m. You see over there on the right-hand side, we're going to cover, we got a parlay again today. A 4-legger, it's about 16-1. 4 plays, 2 pitcher props, 2 hitting props. Looks like a pretty good one today. Then we're going to go into the Yankees, Nationals, the Jays, and the Red Sox. We got the Braves. It's Chris Sale Day. And the Minnesota Twins, the Padres and the Cardinals, the Rockies and the Marlins, and the Mystic and the Sky to wrap things up for the WNBA. It's a 5-game slate in the WNBA. Tried to handpick one. One game, I think, is just backwards. And I'm looking forward to talking to you guys about it. There we go. 10-0. Astros over the Phillies right now. Woo! Man, interesting spot last night. I over-invested in Texas and the White Sox. You guys might have heard it on the live stream. I don't remember if it was backstage or I talked about it on the live stream. DK was down. They were operating like funky. And so when I put the plays in early, it got a little error message that said they weren't taken. So I put them in again. I got the error message. And I ended up going in one last time. And so I can't believe they started that game. I can't believe they started it. What'd they get? With one pitch in? What was the point of that? But it's 1-1, so it's a carryover from last night. Heaney and Crochet. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that score because obviously I'm over invested in that game. I shouldn't have been anywhere near the investment that I ended up with because, well, I guess it's my fault. I should have checked my bets. There's a lot of things happening. Shit happens. So let's see if we can ride it out, you guys. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Support the cause, support the show, support the positive vibes, and give us some good juju for this card tonight. We need a big night tonight. Wednesday, then we roll into week 1 of college football. 3 trends, 3 plays for tomorrow in college football. Excited to share those with you guys tomorrow. Then we're going to get into Friday, and Saturday is going to be a ton of things happening for college football. So we got to build the bankroll today so we have the shots to fire tomorrow. Make sure you hit that thumbs up to show that support and bless our action. Membership tab's open. Go out there, subscribe. If you haven't already, go out there, become a member. More things to come along the membership pipeline. Also, get that pen and paper out. You know the deal. Sharpest chat in all of social media gathers here. They've been marinating on the card all day. They're coming here to give you guys the best action they've determined based on their analysis here. You're going to want to write those plays down. And of course, share those plays. Get them in the chat. Let's talk about them. Let's do that right now. 6:40, we got to get rolling. Let's keep her moving. Welcome in everybody, and let's open it up. It's only right that we get well, first of all, it's only right. Trisha M comes in gifting a membership. Shout out to Trisha M, big duck race winner last night, getting herself an NFL Survivor entry. And we certainly appreciate all the donations, all the gifts, all the memberships. Let's keep growing this community, baby. Cheers you with a Diet Coke because somebody drank all my vodka. Somebody drank all my whiskey. Never a place you want to be at. Fortunately, it's Wednesday. Fortunately, it's only Wednesday. Appreciate you, Trisha M. Shout out. Congrats again on the duck race. Congrats. Thank you. You guys have been gifted a membership. Pay it forward. Help somebody else. Upgrade. There's all kinds of things you can do out there now to keep this thing growing. All right. Joe T. Fuck your runner. Play of the day from Joe T. I guess I got to probably start waiting 8 minutes. I think 8 minutes is the number. Anyways, our man's been firing. The assault on the unders is very much in play and active, and he has been running red hot. He's got the Jays and the Red Sox over 9. He's got the Orioles and Dodgers over 9 as well. A couple of overs for the overman himself. Oh, and he's adding the Mets and the Diamondbacks over 9. I like all 3 of those, Joe. Joe, I like all 3 of those. I might even have to take a look at parlaying those options. So we got to keep moving. We got to get moving so I can get there. And I got a couple extra plays I want to drop in as well. Shout out to NJ Stryker. Shout out to Trek God in the house. Says Astros paying the bills right now. Let's go, baby. Listen, if I take the time to record a video and do all the mock-up for the graphics, you better play that son of a bitch. Let's go. Shout out to Trap God. Gerald Jones in the house. What's up, Pivot Group? Best bet for him is Rockies first 5 -1/2, and he's got plus money on it. Shout out to Gonzo. Mike's in the house. Says after that Cubs win, he needs to go buy some lotto tickets. Probably not a bad idea. Subhumans in the house. Great night from Sub last night. Lots of fun. Good around the horn stuff going on there too. So more to come in the world of what we're doing for UFC, you guys. Can't wait for that. I feel like I say that all the time. There's a lot of things in the planning lab right now. So it's only to bring better content. There's my dude, Nuke. Worker, man. Nuke. My dude. My homie. Oh, man, I love you, Nuke. It's great to see you back here, dude. Thank you for dropping in. Says, let's make some cash. And I got to hang out with Nuke in Texas. Good dude. good energy. He's a good man. Good man. Shout out to Nuke Worker. There's Trisha M. There's Chris Sella. Let's go, you guys. Crystal Craig's in the house. Marco Carrasco says, oh, slap. Can we get a winning 3 or 4 leg lotto for the night? I've got a parlay I want to add. So, yes. The short answer is yes, Marco Carrasco. Shout out to Keith Each Every Stride. He was there last night. He came ready to play. Appreciate my dude Keith Each Every Stride. Julian Cesario says, what up? Bam, 6-0 Monday, Tuesday on this show. Damn. Woo! Shout out to Julian Cesario. There's another good dude. Got to hang out with him in Texas. Winners Circle says, hey, up. Kelsey Mitchell under 19.5 points. Keith says he cashed that early bet on DraftKings from that Astros money line. Yeah. Love to hear it, man. Nothing puts me in a better mood than rolling into the show with a dub. Yes. I'd like to see that. Coit says no hitter going by Houston 2 after 7 innings. How about that, man? How about that? Shout out to the Futon Bets. Jackson Chorio over a half a stolen base says, let's get that cash. Ricky Bobby says the Stros are cooking. Hell, yes, they are. Let's go. Redbeard, first 5 team total over. Man, I love it. Love it. Love seeing all this action. Great job, Redbeard. Nasty Nate says, did I win? You know what? You win the Congeniality Award, Nasty Nate, because you know the deal. You got the wrench. You're going to go out there and start clubbing if they don't hit that thumbs up button. Baby seal time, my dude. Appreciate you, Nasty Nate. It's great to see you. He was rocking with us last night. Lessman, going to start today. Double result. Pirates, Cubs paying 10-1. Let's keep it rolling. Let's go, my dude. Futon says, my duck is always quacked out. Your duck's swimming in a pond full of booze, Futon Bets. The humble and gentle Mexicans here. We got Julian dropping his best bets. The Brave, dude's 6-0 Monday and Tuesday. What's kicking here? He's got the Braves, the Padres, the Rockies, and then he parlays the Yankees and the Diamondbacks. Shout out to my dude Smoking Mirrors. I cook smoke out here, cooking some burgers. Heat index 105. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo. 68 here. And it's about to rain, so it's nice and cool. It's brisk. It feels like football's in the air out here. Steve, my dude's in the house. Jordan, 3 home runs. I only took over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs like a chump. Somebody say ladder? Did somebody say ladder? Shout out to my dude Cameron Sinette's in the house. Good to see him as always. Thanks for your comments earlier today, Cameron. Appreciate you. Trap Dot says, I had those bets voided last night, but went back in and on the under live. They started for me, so they didn't void. And because they were playing within 24 hours, I'm at play. I'm going to be pissed if this one book voids them because I went heavy on fucking DraftKings. DraftKings is going to be upset if the Rangers win this first game. That's what's going to happen there. Let's go. Steve says, Astros was one of the easiest spots I've seen in Major League Baseball in as long as I can remember, similar to Guardians. Would have been shocked if either team lost today. Let's go. Julian says, can't find the membership button, huh? Well, it should be at the bottom. It should be at the bottom of the YouTube link. Probably going to remove the comments so you can scroll down and see the membership button. But let me know if you can't find it. We'll get you hooked up, my dude. There's Trisha M. gifting a sports money membership, helping us grow the community one member at a time. Shout out to Trisha M. Shout out to Kelly V's in the house. KV, what up? Brian Smith. Mitch Morber, what up? Speaking of winning a duck race, shout out to Mitch. There's Voodoo Ranger. Does 3 home runs cash over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs? I don't know. I would think it does. Tarek B. I hit the Cubs at plus 1,200. Woo! Julian says I'd give myself a membership if I can find it. It's at the bottom. You know what? Nobody's asked me where it is yet. So I'm fairly confident it's at the bottom. I'll check it out. Let's see what we got. Nasty Nate says the Red Sox smash. And Marco says he'll take a membership. Por favor. Trisha M says you have to be on a computer to gift a membership. The phone doesn't work. DJ Hardy's a member. Says, I like Toronto over, Colorado over, and the Dodgers over. Mitch says, boy, I'm somehow 0-10, all straight bets since yesterday. Had KC money line today. Man, woo! Let's get you back. Let's get you back. One constipated Mexican looking at the Yankees run line. Keith says, congrats at the duck race. Nuke says, great to see you, Mike. Man, oh man. Nuke, it's good to see you, my brother. Ricky Bobby says, Alvarez fucking Phillies up. Yes, he is. Justin McCalvey, boots on the ground at the Phillies game. Cash stacks and 4 units in person. Man, woo! Great work, my dude. Great work. Great work. Great work. Mitch Moore says, after watching those two today, felt like Chevy Chase in Vegas Vacation. How you just give me 20 and we'll go outside and I'll kick you in the nuts. It's a great movie. Great movie. Let's go. Justin Bailey says, Mike, looking for a night play to use my DraftKings up too early on. Let's do that. Let's get to work. Let's get to work here. We got 6:16. Time is ticking. Shout out to McKelvey. I hope you enjoy the PHL, my dude. Take a trip on over to South Street. Get into Second City. A little South Street action. Grab yourself a cheesesteak. Go to Sonny's. A little Sonny's cheesesteak. I might be biased. I think it's one of the best in the city. Carved right off the spit, my dude. It's a nice little spot. It's a cool little bar atmosphere over there, too. So check that place out. Sonny's. Old City. Skunk Blasters in the house. Derry Davis says, think I'm quitting for the day. I've done here everything on the early slate. Nuke says, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Nasty Nate with the wrench. Dana Delps here. Let's go, you guys. Let's go. There you go. Chris Sella says, right of the comment. Click the dollar icon. Click the dollar icon right of the comment. Let's go, you guys. F. Donahue says, one with the Cubs all. Never in doubt. It was never in doubt, huh? Winners Circle says, yeah, Pimp, you got to hook it up so iPhone users can subscribe. I don't know if I can control if iPhone users can. I have an iPhone. I wouldn't be, if anything, I'm anti-droid. I wouldn't be playing games on iPhone users out there. Certainly wouldn't be doing that. Oh, Ricky Bobby. Put a little shade on Sonny's. He says, go to Angelo's. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right, guys, let's get into it. Let's get to work. I appreciate everybody showing up. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. Show the support. I appreciate you guys becoming members. Going to keep giving you guys more things out there on the regular. I've covered it enough. Let's get into this one. Here's our first play of the day. It's a player prop parlay. I'm going to go quick through this here because I'm going to move quick. I got some shit to do, and I got to do it soon. So we're going to move fast today, you guys. Thank you for joining Pregaming. And let's start off with Griffin Canning here, the Los Angeles Angels pitcher. And I'm taking his under 4.5 Ks. Now, there's no direct play for me on this game, but I expect there to be runs. This guy's literally a gas can. He rolls a 5.18 ERA. He's 4-11. And I kind of just looking at recent performance from this guy. You know, he goes 6 innings the last time out, only allows 2 hits, but that's kind of his depth. That's like the deep end out there. Now, he did get 6 Ks. The last time he played Detroit, he picked up a 4-banger. I think it's a tough. I don't expect him to go 5 innings, to be honest with you, with this game. You know, we look at the plate discipline Detroit showing out there. Their lack of Ks, their lack of strikes, they're just not missing when they swing the ball, especially when they're at home. Bad spot for Griffin Canning. It's also a nice little price point there for that one. Let's go to Adrian Del Castillo. He's a catcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Big thing for this young man. Gabriel Moreno goes out for Arizona. He comes in. Young gun. He's firing on top of it. So 24, I believe? And he's making the most of his opportunity. First 9 games in Major League, he's 11 for 33. That's good enough to be a 333. He's got 2 doubles, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs. All we're asking this guy to do is get 1 hit. Then I'm looking at the Minnesota side of things. I've got Festa, pitcher, Minnesota Twins. and I'm looking to jump in on his under 14.5 outs. If I was going to put it in a single word, the single word would be runs. Runs. And more runs if I was going to use 2 words. Look at this series thus far between these two teams. We're talking about Minnesota and the game itself specifically, but Jesus, 10-6 and 8-6 right now. The last 2 games, they got 30 plus 32 runs being scored between the two teams. I don't suspect that changes at this point. In fact, Atlanta lying around trying to make the playoffs. I don't know that that's going to happen. I wouldn't bet that. I wouldn't future bet that at all, but 14.5 outs means he doesn't go into the 5th inning and or through the 5th inning. And that's usually that price. The second time through the rotation, we see these guys get touched up. Not to mention his last performance. I'm trying to kind of fade this guy off of a situation where he went out there and gunned him down. We look at his previous game and his last start. Where'd he go? Where did he go? Wait, they take him out already? Is that why I can't find him? They took the guy. They took him out already. We're going to cash that one. It already cashed. Can't find this fucking guy. Who's calling me? Stop calling me. Stop calling me. I'm doing something. That's the 3rd time. I'm doing something here. Stop calling me. Stop fucking calling me. All right. I would never say that to you guys. I didn't say that. I didn't say that out loud. Why can't I see this guy's? Come on. Is my internet just slow? Come on. Come on. There he is. There he is. Last performance. Gas bagged. I say I was trying to fade him off of a good start. Well, that wasn't the case here. 3.2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks and 5 Ks. Those 2 numbers were kind of concerned me the most. The 5 Ks, I think his number was pegged at, if I'm not mistaken, it was 6.5 when we bought it down to 6, and he fell just short on us. But they got lit up. Again, it's just runs, runs, and runs. He lets up 3 of them. He does 3 in 3 innings, and he's walking 2 guys. He had command and control issues galore. Besta for me under 14.5. And then I got to go to Durant for the Red Sox. Shout out to Nasty Nate. Shout out to Joe T with this over spot. I feel that this is a spot where we are going to see runs. We're going to cover this game. This is going to be a little bit of a fade against the play that I'm actually making on the game because I look at Durant. A couple things going on with this guy. First of all, 10 at-bats, only 1 hit against Chris Bassett. Not great numbers by any stretch. But against righties, 2nd on the team with a .312 batting average. At home, he leads the team with a .307 batting average. RBI, probably going to be a home run. But what I like most about this one here is kind of that lefty-righty matchup right now. The lefties are getting 286 against Bassett. Righties are 248. The bottom 3 guys in the rotation are righties. I expect, again, kind of middle of the road, mediocre. I expect, runners to get some contact against Bassett particularly. And I think we'll see Durant drive him in probably the 2nd time through. So that's our 4-legger. That's today's little 4-leg parlay. Now, price shop these. They're all good money. The only one that's juiced is Castillo to get 1+ hit. I think that one's minus 165. I believe Canning is minus 110. And the rest of them are obviously plus money. So individually play these, play them together as well. I say that pretty much every single time. We've fallen 1 short multiple times. Going to make some money if you play these player props and we take them at the plus money opportunities. Even if we fall short of the parlay, we're going to be basically free rolling for the parlay to hit by the time we get to that Arizona game later tonight. Onward, upward. We got work to do. Appreciate everybody rocking with us here. Dustin's in the house. Steve's Prince of Steaks. Yeah, Steve's is a good shout out, Dustin. I'll give you that. Ricky says no shade towards Sonny's. I don't work for Sonny's. I just enjoy that part of town, to be honest with you. I'm an old city fan. I also like Old Vegas. I don't know. It's cool. It's got a cool little vibe to some of those spots, I don't like the cobblestone streets, though. That's a pain in the ass when you're driving around. That's no fun. JW's got Toronto smoking Bayo. Fletcher Berry says, can't even find Canning in Bet365. He's listed, but no strikeout props. If you can only get his outs prop, then the reason you can't find it is because it's moving down. They're taking him down because he's going to get taken down is what's happening with that spot there. So let's go. Let's talk Yankees here. Some great line movement stuff that was going on today too early, especially with that Houston game. Oh man, I talked to you guys about it on the video. I mean, this is line movement season right now. 88% of the bets, 97% of the cash, and we got big line movement on the Yankees as road favorites. They opened up at minus 184. They're now minus 215. The total's moving on up. 78% of the bets, 85% of the cash. And we've got Gore and Rodon. Now, first and foremost, it's bounce back spot. Yankees yesterday, we had that 5.5. Remember I said I didn't like the 5.5. I even said 4-2. I just didn't get the right side of the team. It's kind of a big deal. Kind of got to get the right side. But look, Mackenzie Gore's not showing control. 9-2 to the over in his last 11 home starts. He's just struggling right now. All intent and purpose, he's not getting Ks, and he's pitching to contact. It's a bad spot to be for this dude, especially in a Yankees team that's leading the league across a ton of batting stats and just shit the bed. The average score in those games, 7.5 to 5. Then we look at it, and I mentioned he's allowing 300 at home. Batting average. It's batting practice when this dude steps into the cage or onto the mound. On the flip side of things, we've got Rodon. He's firing. You know what? I'm not ready to withdraw my regression candidate stats, but they certainly don't look good. He's let up 3 or less runs in 4 of his last 5 games. He goes out there for against Colorado and goes 6. Gets a handful of strikes on top of it. Home dogs, longer than plus 143. Facing a team that was off a loss as a strong favorite. 7-37 against the run line. The run line, the 1.5. And they're covering the run line by 3.5 runs. Means it should almost be a 5-run victory for the Yankees tonight. At least that's what the numbers suggest with the margin. But it very much is a go back here, fade these boys, and give me a little New York Yankees action. I like the run line. Just going to give me the 1.5. Get me out of this fucking game. I don't know who's going to hit. I don't want to be involved in, probably, I don't know. What you're going to say, Soto and Judge? Yeah, probably. Makes a lot of sense. But I'm starting with the Yankees. Fire. Give me the New York Yankees. Give me the run line. Give me the start of the day right there for us. And let's keep her moving. Let's get down to Toronto and Boston. The aforementioned game. Talked a little bit about the hitting opportunity for Durant. We got interesting situation here. Pros versus Joe's alert. Line stabilization, too. Not much movement. The public is hammering the Red Sox right now. Almost 80% of the bets on the Red Sox. But the Sharps like the number. They like 62% of the bets on Toronto. Really no movement on the line on either side. So the books feel they got this number pegged exactly where they want to. And I think the public's going to take a beating on this one. Talk about the over. Joe T's fuck your under play of the day on the over here. 95% of the bets, 94% of the cash on this spot. And the over makes sense. The Jays on Wednesdays, they love to go over for some reason. 8-0-1. I think the reason is because they're settled in to the team that they're playing. It's kind of mid-series, or it's the last game before they're getting out of town. They're not in that hustle of traveling to the first venue, right, or to the new site. Like tomorrow might be a different story. But there's very much 8-0 when it comes to those spots. It's, again, a margin situation here. I mean, they're going over by almost 12 runs that they're seeing netted in these games. And as we look back at these two, the big thing I was looking at when I was looking at the scores for these games here is, 9, 10, 5 spot in that first game of the series. But that kind of validates that point that I was talking about where there's like travel and some issues when it comes to kind of moving around. Toronto still put up 4 runs. Then they go 7, Then they go 3. That's 14 runs in 3 games. Should easily cover their team total over. And how do you get there? You get there as the number 1 team with WRC plus. Number 1 team last 14 days, WRC plus in Major League Baseball. It's a double dipper. The double dipper. Here's the thing for me when it came to the double dip. First of all, I like the Toronto spot in this game. You know, we talked before about the AL East on the road. When they're at home, 50-50 type spots. You're not winning any money. They're on the road. It's a big deal. These guys have history against each other. Just look at the recent performances. They saw each other twice this year. Both these pitchers against these teams. Bassett killed it. Mayo sucked. How do I define sucked? In 2 games, he let up 9 earned runs, 12 hits, almost at a 10 ERA. Fucking 10. Fucking 9.72 to be exact. It's terrible. It's horrible. Bassett, though, sub 3 ERA. Holding down a 2.8. Those 13 innings, I believe one was a 6 and one was a 7. Both of them good enough to be quality starts. I think they got their number. I kind of combined all those X's and O's to come up with that perfect fit that I think is this plus money spot. You're asking me where I would use the team goes up 2 and you step away with the W. I would use it here on Toronto. Toronto for me because the road team, we've seen that the lead changes. We talked about this when DraftKings first started doing the up 2. Remember, we were all murking them. Remember, every single one of us was crushing. I think we all single-handedly shut that promo down. I was surprised to see it come back. That's where I use my Toronto. I'm rolling in there. The road team tends to score first, and then the number of times they blow the lead, just statistically more than the home team. So maybe it's that bottom 9 at-bats if they're down. I don't know. But I want me some action. I want that plus 12. I always try to use it on a dog, too. I'm not going to go out there and take a big favorite. It's kind of chicken shit to take it on a big favorite. Like, why are you taking a big favorite? And you're trying to shoehorn a goes up by 2 win. Where was your confidence they were going to win in the first place? So I like to look at the dog. I like to look at the road team. And I think in this case here, the AL East. If I was going to think of another spot, I might consider it. I don't know. I'd be out west somewhere. I don't think it'd be the Mets. It might be the O's again. Might be the O's would be the other spot I would consider. But not for me, not there, not here, not anywhere. I'm taking Toronto, first 5. I like Toronto in the full game as well. 2 spot there, a little double dipper, some plus money. Look at this game. I said this on the onset here. Runs, and more fucking runs. And a situation where everybody's pounding the Braves. Everybody. 75% of the bets. Well, everybody was pounding the Phillies. This is a little different. 75% of the bets and 80% of the cash on the Braves, the Bravos. It's Chris Sale Day. It's Chris Sale Day. Everybody knows it's Chris Sale Day, and yet you see a minus 142 losing steam. Red flag. And then we have a total at 7.5. Now, generally, we talked about this 9, like when it's 8s and less, the sharps just pretty much automatically hammer the unders. At a 7.5, 93% of the bets and 93% of the cash on the over. I like the over in this game. I talked about Festa. Sale, for all intent and purpose, was Sale. Yeah, he's got that 2.62 ERA, but kind of the big thing out there, I mentioned this before, he's got a low strikeout rate against Minnesota. When the Minnesota bats get hot, we've talked about this for the last couple of weeks now, they get hot in bunches, they start connecting, and connecting they are. Now, they're not winning. They're 1-4 in their last 5. They got 1 run in that shit game against St. Louis on August 23rd. Then they put up a 6 spot, 6-0 win. They lose the next game. Why? Probably because they shut the team out, just like we've seen it time and again. They come back, they lose 3-2, as I mentioned. Then they lose 10-6 and 8-6 to Atlanta. Bats are firing everywhere. When I said I expect runs in this game, I wasn't joking. 6 each time they played Atlanta already. And now they're coming out to a guy in Chris Sale who has shown an effectiveness when it comes out there. Now, great run for this guy. But look at some of these batters, especially in the top of the order. Manuel Margot, 375. Ryan Jeffers, 500. Carlos Santana, 311. And Will Castro, a 500. So 4 of the 9 are out there hitting them. Not just hitting them, smacking. Then you look at it and you see across the board, everybody but Christian Vasquez hits lefties well. Last but not least, you look at the home numbers, and it's kind of right in line. So you kind of got that situation where the lefty pitcher kind of used to have the advantage. Not so much this season. Furthermore, I think those Twins bats scoring 6 runs at a pop are doing what they need to do. Now I optioned. Was I going to split these 2 in half? Or was I just going to go? I just went to the full game. The first 5, I like it. -1.5 is -105 though. You get the 3.5 at +115. I like obviously the ROI, right? You're going to get much better return on your investment when you start taking those big plus money spots. So not mad at anybody that wants to take the first. I think they probably get the team total over. Again, I know it's Chris Sale, and it probably sounds fucking ludicrous. Just keep in mind, the K rates are down. The batting accuracy and success is up for Minnesota. It's a bad recipe. And plus money. Do they get to 4? Can they get to 4? Well, they got 6. We just talked about the number of runs they've been scoring on an average. I think they get there. I think they probably get this in the first. I don't think the -1.5 is a bad bet. I just think instead of maybe splitting it into 2 units and taking the 1.5 and the 3, you're going to average out, dollar cost average that thing. You're looking at probably a net of what, maybe 105 plus 105. Or if you just stack that full unit on Minnesota team total over 3.5, you just took your 105 and you made it 115. Just math. Just a simple mathematic equation in terms of how. Now, if you were going to, maybe the other piece of it, and this is maybe the most obvious piece of it, if you were concerned that they weren't going to get here because it's Chris Sale Day, then why would you take the -1.5 or the 1.5 at -105, right? Like you want the whole game to be able to turn that plus money. This number just doesn't make sense. -1 or over 1.5 is -105. Not for me. I'm jumping in. I'm getting on it. KV, there's one of them stats out there. It says Atlanta wins or loses by the run line. Wins Minnesota -1. So I'm curious, if they win or lose by the run line, why wouldn't you add the half? Why wouldn't you add the 1.5 in there, KV? That's something. I get it. I mean, numbers wise, you look at the cost of this thing, it makes sense that, -1 is like maybe the safety net. But if these teams are winning or losing by the run line, add that extra half in there and fuck them. Not literally, but you know what I mean? I'm just curious what that would do in terms of, long-term dividends on the book by adding that half a run. If you're turning that into plus money, maybe you lose a few more. Like I was talking earlier today with our boy, I was texting with our boy Gonzo, and I said, man, I feel like the -125 to -145 price range for -1.5 is fucking loser. And Pittsburgh fell in that range today. Not Cleveland. Cleveland was -105. But Pittsburgh rolled into -125, and they lost. Keep your eyes on that -1 at -125 to -145 range. I feel like that is a fucking L before you don't even place it. I would lay me personally, I should heed my own device here. Lay the 1.5 at plus money. You're going to lose a couple more spots than you're going to win, but that plus money should turn it around. Like the ribeye play of the day, I was posting over there before they couldn't get the fucking tracking system right, was 500, and it was up almost 20 units. Just by looking at taking that now, plus 150s and plus 200s are going to do that. But, point is, you don't have to hit every single one of them to continue to grind and turn a profit. So I know you guys know that. I think I'm just talking to myself here. Maybe I'm just talking to myself. I've got to fucking look at myself on screen all the time, and I'm talking to myself all the time. People probably think I'm fucking crazy. Not crazy. Well, maybe I am. Maybe I am. Onward and upward, 7:45 p.m. The San Diego Padres on the road. The St. Louis Cardinals. 67% of the bets, 74% of the cash on the Padres. Correlated movement, not a ton of movement. 6 cents of movement. And it correlates because the Cardinals have moved down as well. They went from minus 102 home, I guess dogs, right? They're technically a dog at minus 102. But they went from minus 102 to plus 106. So money and bets coming in on the pods. We decided if it was pads or pods. I asked that question yesterday. I don't know if anybody actually asked me or answered me. Anyway, we look at the total. It's 8s, right? 93% of the bets, 91% of the cash on the over. 8. Coming down slightly. Kelly V says safety net. Yeah. Kelly, I'm wondering if you track that. I'm wondering if you, I don't know how much you track it, but I'm wondering if you looked into that, if it would generate, like when I track the plays I was making there, I was putting the scores in there so that I could run the algorithm or the index. I was indexing the margin of the victory, much like I talk about margin of victory. We'll be talking a shitload about margin of victory for college football in the NFL. But as I start talking about those, thanks, Trisha. Yeah, it seems like that sometimes. As I was looking at that, though, I found that if I added what I was first starting with the ribeye plays way back, or the pimp slap plays, I was doing the plus a halves, but I could index the score, and I could easily go in and drop the half to see, the winning rate went down, but the overall margin went up because I wasn't taking that plus a half at minus 135. I was just taking money. Now, pushes suck. We've talked about this earlier in this show as well. Sometimes get a little too cute with it trying to get that money line, but long term, that's going to make an impact. So 7:45 p.m. this Padres game. Interesting pitching battle. Musgrove with a 4.43 ERA, 4-4 on the season. Palante, 3.84 ERA, 6-6 on the season. Interesting spot. Look, this is the one that I had my two reversed there. Minnesota and San Diego or St. Louis were kind of right there on my notes here. Palante. Good performance last time out, goes 7 innings. Young guy goes a little bit more than he's used to. Those are the spots that I want to fade. Musgrove. Tricky thing for Musgrove. Had himself a little injury. Got a little rest. I mean, I know he's resting and he's recovering, but he had an injury inside there. So he's only been back for 3 games now. He's fucking mowing them down. Mowing them down. Only 1 earned run. 1 run allowed in his last 3 starts since he's come back from injury. Let me simplify this. When your pitcher mows him down, your bats are red hot, you got a good buzz going around the team. Everyone's talking about this team playoffs. They should be going deep into the playoffs. And then you got Sharps coming in there saying this game's an under. Almost a dead nuts under they're talking about with this game. It's so many Sharps I've connected with talking about it. It's like free money that I'm not getting involved in. But I'm just going to simplify it. I'm taking the San Diego Padres to me. We've got all boxes checked. Hot team, hot pitcher. Hot team, hot pitcher. Fading a pitcher that just went deep. All things point to a go to me, and they can't seem to get on top of the Cardinals on the Padres right now. They lost that first game 7-4. They lost the next game 7-5, just like that Minnesota spot where we're talking about the runs that they're scoring. Padres are putting up 7 bangers. They know that's enough to get the job done, and there's no reason they shouldn't. You look across the board from Arise on down the lineup, Machado, there's just a ton of guys that can go out there and hit. And I love to fade me a pitcher when now the wind's coming in a little bit, which definitely contributes, in my opinion, to the game going under. But I just think if the game's going to go under and your pitcher's shutting them down, you only have to get a couple of runs. The 3-2 gets the job done. 3-1, 3-2 is what I expect this game to finish out at. 3-1, 3-2 type of finish in favor of the Padres. That's how we're going to roll. That's how we're going to go. KV, pushing for the playoffs. Pushing for the playoffs. The chillest says hot steam. I had to pull this up because it made me laugh. Hot steam coming in on Atlanta got me sweating all of a sudden from the chillest. Dude's chill as a cucumber. He's sweating. That's why I like that team total. I didn't want to fuck around with the side. I don't know. If I had the proverbial free bet and you asked me what I was going to do with it, I tell you, I still couldn't give you an answer, because if I had a free bet, I'm parlaying a bunch of shit together. A bunch of it. A whole bunch of it. There we go. Goldie, score a run. That's a good look. I mean, he's been firing. No doubt about it. He's been firing. He's down in the 6th spot. He's hitting 500 against Musgrove, too. 24 at-bats, 12 hits, a home run, and 3 RBIs, KB. Woo! You might be onto something there, guys. Write that one down and keep our eyes on that one. If it is 3-1, let it be Goldschmidt that gets the one. Rod's a wacky in the house. This Chapman. RBI. What up, Rod? It's good to see you, my dude. All right, guys. 2 games left on the slate. No first strike. Taking this week off of first strike. How about that? 7-2. I wish I had finished off on a win to go into that thing, but it is what it is. Speaking of it being what it is here, let's look at this game. What a fucking shit show yesterday. First time debut for Rodri Munoz in Coors. Somehow they find a way to get a win, and they scored a ton of runs. That 11 was an 11 for a reason, right? What was the final? 9-8. Miami comes back and gets that win. Woo! Woo! Rod. I'm going to quote a Rod Zawacki spot here. Man, Colorado's got to be mad. They're mad. They got to be mad, Rod. Come on. Tell me they're not pissed off about what just happened yesterday. These 2 teams are bottom feeders of the Major League Baseball. 72% of the bets and 64% of the cash on the Rockies. Minus 126 has moved to minus 130. So we got a couple of cents movement. And it correlates with the Miami side of things. Plus 108 now, plus 112. Totals at 11. He says, man. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite Rod Zawacki-isms there. 77% of the bets and 88% of the cash on the over. And it's sitting at 11. We got Meyer, 5.44 ERA, making his debut at Coors. We got Freeland, bag of shit status, 5.7 ERA, 3-6 on the year. I mean, you guys know the deal. Sometimes their records don't deserve those numbers, but he earns it. He's letting up almost a 6-pack, and it's just not enough for the Colorado team to come back and recover from. Now, I have made an executive decision. I don't know how I'm going to put it in the screen, but the shit list will have new members, and it will be captained and quarterbacked by none other than Ryan McMahon. I don't know what the problem is. He's got to have a problem with me personally, because every time I play this dude, he does absolutely fucking nothing. And it's another situation where the entire team's generating offense, except the dude I needed to close out a big parlay. That's not a big slap in your face, poke in the eyeball, bite in my ear when I'm fucking clinched up in the hug like Mike Tyson. I mean, I don't know what it is. That's just disrespectful. On the flip side, Kyle Freeland does play better at home. Got that nice Texas scores. 3.86 ERA at home. So despite being a bag of shit, I don't know how much you guys need to hear about this game. Here's the deal. Rookie pitcher at Coors. I said that. Freeland playing better at home. Cash, not a ton of cash, but a good amount of cash coming in Colorado. The line showing some respect to that cash that's coming in. The Marlins are an over team on Wednesdays, kind of like we talked about with Toronto. 7-0 to the over on Wednesdays. Non-Coors numbers. 6.29 to 4.86. Non-Coors, they're scoring almost 12 or over 12 runs. Sorry, scratch that. 11 runs. Non-Coors, they're scoring 11 runs. They're letting up 7 or more runs in 4 of those games as well. So they're getting nuked. Shout out to Nuke Worker. To me, it just made sense. Just made sense. Isolate. Give me a single play. And not only is grandma wearing your sister's panties again for the play of the day, but we get that 11 down to a 10.5 just by the sheer nature of doing business in the game parlay section of DraftKings. I'm taking it. Colorado on the over 10.5. It's plus 215. They're mad. We know they're mad. And we know we got that rookie and we got over trends. All signs point to go to me. If this number was like a 9 or 9.5 at Coors, yeah, I might be a little bit more concerned. I love it. I think it's a great opportunity. It's a plus 215 price tag. We got some nice plus numbers in there. Let's close out the show with a little WNBA. Interesting spots here across the board. I think the Sharps are going to agree with me on this one because there is a major overreaction. Oh, I forgot a parenthesis or a bracket. Got a bracket there. Anyways, major overreaction. We got 44% of the bets on the Sky. We have 90% of the cash on the Sky. Line's gone from minus 2.5 to plus 2.5. Now, there's a reason for that movement. I believe the reason is injury news. When we look at these two teams, we see the big one that's coming out there is Kennedy Carter, out. Elizabeth Williams, out for the Sky. Carter's the big loss there. Big points production, just a productive player all around. But in all fairness, the Mystics have some injuries too. I mean, look, the good luck. Try saying that one. The Misfit Mystics, 8-22. Causing fits though. 16-8 against the spread. They cover a lot of spreads because they're getting tons of fucking points because they're 8-22. Now they've got Shakira Austin and Carly Samuelson that will be out of the lineup as well. I guess Carly's probable was last I heard. She got some knee injury, I think is what, some inflammation or something was going on in the knee. At last I checked. Now we've gone from a dog to a favorite in this road shitbag Misfit Mystics. There you go. I said it. Look how proud I am. I said it. And that's a big factor here because I think both these teams they both are dealing with injuries. The big one for me though is the old 20 spot. 20 spot. Has a team in the NBA ever lost 20 straight times as a home dog? Only once. So teams that have lost 20 straight times as home dogs are 19-1 in that following game. 19-1. And you give me the 2.5. Now it's not pretty. It's not, I mean, 2.5, kind of a tricky little spot, but I told you I wanted to be selective. I wanted to come in there with the X-Acto knife and try to carve out the spot on the slate. And I think the 2.5 is the spot. If you can only get 2, that's fine. I suspect they do win this game outright. Not just you got the Angel Reese effect. This girl's, so she's got the rebounding on everybody. She's doing double doubles like it's a fucking tying her sneakers. Big players step up in spots like that. So despite big players being out, there's an overreaction in my estimation of this line movement. We got the 19-1 trend after our teams lost, almost 20 straight times as a home dog. Yeah, I'm taking the Sky. That's how I'm rolling. JW says, I don't see how they beat the Mystics without their only stud guard. Well, look at you guys coming in here, huh? Rodson Wacky says the Mystics are 5-0 in their last 5 versus a team with a losing straight-up record. Teams don't lose 20 times at home as a dog. They just don't do it. They don't. Now, if I got to eat crow, I will. But I'm on the Mystics. I think they win the game outright. I'll take the 2.5. KV, I'm taking the safety play there for sure. But I'm okay with it because I expect them to win the game. I like the plus money. It's not to me, and this is where the cost comes into play. I look at each point. Oops, where we go. Each point should be valued. This is, 10 cents, right? Every point should be valued at 10 cents. So if you're getting 2.5 points, that's technically 25 cents, right? 10 and a half is 25 cents. If you take that 25 cents as a dog and you put it on the dollar, that means it should be $1.25 plus 1.25. Well, you look at the numbers, they're plus 110s, 112s, 114s, 115 at BetMGM. They'd have to be, they'd have to be giving me more. So as much as it's a push safe play, it's just the ROI calculation that goes into it for me. This is a matter of saying it's not plus 125. Why would I not take those? The value is on the 2.5 points, not the money line, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Hope you guys follow that. Hope you followed what I was just spitting up all over myself right there. And that's going to do it. That puts us at the end of Wednesday. Got a big night ahead. Got planning to do, man. We got college football. Got to be ready to fire. I told you guys I got 3 big college football trends in play tomorrow. I don't want to miss those to kick the season off here. We're going to be our first official plays for college football on Pregaming. I'm fired up. We had a nice season last year across the line with football, NFL, and CFB. I expect we run it back again. Shout out to all you guys, girls in the chat. Pimp Inners voice said he's on the Mystics. Did I have a slip of the tongue? I hope not. Scott Rod says, look, Rod, there's no way they win. There's no way. There's no way this guy win this game. And on that note, shout out to Billy Breeze in the house. Billy Breeze. My dude. Billy Breeze in the house. Likes Kelsey Mitchell over 16.5 points at minus 130. Going to be a ton of fun working with you guys here for the next season that we turn the page to. There we go. Rod's so wacky. Look at you guys. You just want to keep going. What want to talk about next? What do you want to talk about next? Want to talk about some tennis? What we got for time? I'm just kidding. I gotta roll. Get your bets in. Get your cocktails poured. Make sure you check out the membership page out there, you guys. Lots more to come. Big Astros win. Membership plays officially start the season off 2-0. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Thank you, Trisha M, for gifting a membership. If you guys have received a membership, pay forward, man. Talk about being listener supported. Yeah, it's listener supported, and it's my wallet. So I appreciate you guys. We need you guys. Need you to come in here on the regular. Share your best bets as you continue to do. You know the deal. Monday to Friday, Pregaming going to be back, baby, tomorrow, 6 p.m. It's Thursday. That means we bring Miggity Mac Daddy in the house to rock and roll. You guys know the deal. Hitting props galore. Going to tap in and hear what he has to say about college football as well. And shout out and respect all you guys that dropped in. Mitch Boomer, JW, That's a Wacky, Trisha M, Billy Prince, my dude, KV in the house, Voodoo Ranger, Trap Guy, Cameron Sinet. Great to see all you guys. Scott Blaster, Old E, Jerry Davis. Appreciate all you guys rocking with us. Chris Sella, man, ton of fun working with you guys. Dana Delps' question, thought the game gets canceled, bets are refunded. DraftKings kept, yeah, Dana Delp. Go read the rules, baby. I'm hoping that stays in place as well, because if they start the game, we got to keep it rolling. And that's exactly what we're hoping to do there. So as long as they replay it within 24 hours, 24 hours is generally the rule of thumb. On that note, you guys know the deal. Good luck with your bets.